thinking about that serpent Satan who provided the temptation in the first place. It's really easy to think we can blame him for all this trouble. He didn't force Adam and Eve either. The choice was still up to them. Satan's tricky that way. He chooses his points of attack very carefully. When he tempts us, he wants home field advantage. He will always tempt us with the things that our nature, our appetite, already desires. And the choices he indicates are not so far off from what we're seeking. And it's why at times we can be easily persuaded to settle for less. If you're not capable of spotting Satan's snares, his substitutes in your life, then you're in danger of falling into them repeatedly. So when Satan presents you with one of his tricky substitutes for what God delivers, whether it's through cookie jars, fast food, sexy pictures, sexy movies, shopping malls, he never tells you the whole story. It's how he got the name Father of Lies. He tells you just enough of the truth to get you interested, and then he leaves the rest out. Back to that garden there for a minute. Here's what the serpent tells Eve. He tells her that if she eats the fruit of that one tree that God forbids, she won't die like God says, but she will have her eyes opened. She'll be more like him. She'll know good from evil. This is the beginning of his deception. He only presents some of the truth and he leaves off the rest. He only tells her the immediate benefits. He doesn't explain that when she eats the fruit and has her eyes open to know good and evil, she's also going to feel guilt and shame, have her relationship with her husband negatively affected, be embarrassed by her nudity, never again have the same relationship with God, experience fear, go through the pain of childbirth, thanks for that, Eve, die, that's a big one. This is important stuff. Satan never tells the whole story because he knows that if we saw how things ended up, we wouldn't want what he's offering. And he isn't happy unless he's up to no good, tempting us with the things we already crave anyway. Now it's tempting for us to think today about how things might have been differently if it had been us in the Garden of Eden. If it had been us with God and the snake, surely we would have been smart enough to just say no. The world would be a better place. But our appetites are powerful, and they long to be satisfied. And when the activities we choose do not produce the desired results, we search for more and more and more of those experiences to fill us up. The longer our appetites go unfulfilled, the more emotional and physical pain will be generated. And the deeper that perceived pain is, the stronger the need for relief. We'll seek more of whatever isn't working. Eventually we become desperate and we reach for the forbidden whatever it is, in the hopes that maybe it'll finally erase the despair we feel. And when it's gone, temporarily, because that pain returns along with the guilt and shame that come this time, we're just as willing as Adam and Eve were to settle for imitations, reproductions, and yes, like the commandments say, false gods. Have a look at this one.
All right, people, this is it. I want you to think of it as a toxic little monkey on your back. Do it, freak! But anybody who cries will have to cut 2 cards.
I'm Rebecca Bloomwood and I'm a shopaholic.
I'm Rebecca.
I destroyed my career on national television. I lied to the man I love. I hurt my best friend. I invented a stalker and I don't even speak Finnish. But I have a plan, and I need your help. Who's with me? Hey!
So unless we understand how this thing gets us, then we begin change. A lot of Christians make the mistake of believing that struggle with sin stops when we allow God into our lives to lead our lives. When we get saved, things will be way easier. If anything, our struggle with sin starts at that time. Before we're saved, we don't struggle with sin. We just give into it. As long as we're on sin's team, so to speak, we'll have little difficulty participating in all that sin encourages us to do. Even if we wanted to get off that team, we don't think we could. The power that team holds over us is worse than bribery, blackmail, extortion. We're trapped. It's not until we accept the invitation of Jesus Christ to trade up and become part of his team that our real struggle with the old team begins. The coaching on the new team is great. Jesus is patient as you learn to play by the rules. was never part of your old team. As you struggle to play to the best of your ability, absorbing all you can from your new coach, you soon realize that old habits die hard. You know you're now part of the winning team and that you're a valued team member, but it seems like some of those old team members, lust, greed, pride, envy, that they followed you here. You reluctantly decide to go tell Coach Jesus what you're going through. What's he going to think? Will he kick you off the team, send you back? Will he tell you just to live with it? Will he know what to do? You go to Jesus and you tell him about how your old teammates are haunting you and harassing you. And you're surprised to find out he already knows. He tells you this happens to every member of his team. And it helps to know you aren't the only one. Most importantly, he tells you there's hope. Have a look at the screen.
I hope you think about me too. When we're older, a little slower. It doesn't matter now, come on, get happy. 'Cause nothing lasts forever. I will always love you.
Sold all your clothes and kept back.
Peace is not out of reach, and neither is mastering those appetites. Once you understand how you're created and acknowledge that you have an appetite that needs to be satisfied in ways that honor God and others, you will feel the lockdown on your life begin to lift. I want to share some healthy alternatives for the unhealthy appetite. This is from a book by Stephen Arterburn called Feeding Your Appetites. Each of these activities is a healthy means of filling our natural God-given desires by building us up, bringing us pleasure, and satisfying our desires. None of these are going to cause you to feel guilty or require you to seek forgiveness when you participate in them. You're not going to hurt other people. You're not going to dishonor God. By engaging in activities you find enjoyable, you will give your brain a whole new set of pleasurable activities to call on when you're stressed or tempted. Let's have a look at some of these. Maybe you want to take notes. The first one, get some exercise. Number one stress reducer, it controls appetite, increases energy, body temperature, releases endorphins, which are your natural happy drugs in your brain, and improves your sleep quality. Exercise is the most natural way you can come to experience a state of well-being and satisfaction. Number two, listen to music. Listening causes a variety of emotional states. When you need to relax, listen to something calming. When you need some extra energy, find something upbeat that makes you want to move. I suggest the Black Eyed Peas. Be aware of your moods, and you will find that music can play a big part in helping you reach a positive emotional state. Number three, get a massage. Massage creates feelings of relaxation and peace. It decreases stress and anxiety. It reduces your blood pressure. Also, it improves your self-esteem because you're acknowledging that you deserve to be pampered every once in a while. Take a bath. That's you too, guys. Go the extra mile. Make it a bubble bath. Use some aromatherapy. Warm, soothing baths produce feelings of relaxation and pleasure. Read. Read entertaining novels, inspirational stories from magazines, or even the comics from the newspapers. What you enjoy will be unique to you, so don't get stuck in the rut of comparing yourself to what others are reading. That's more stress. Get some R&R. Learn more ways to rest and relax and do it more often. Find ways to do something daily and weekly that will help you put the stresses of the world behind you. But also, plan those significant getaways that last a couple days or more. Vacation really does make a difference in your mindset and your outlook. Pray and meditate on the Bible. Praying and reading the Bible regularly help us find what Jesus promises is the peace that passes all understanding.